Fact 1. People can use only a small fraction of Earth's water. In school, we were taught that about 71% of the planet's surface is covered in water. While that's true, just 0.007% of that water is usable for people, according to National Geographic. That's because only about 2.5% of Earth's water is fresh water, and only a little more than 1% of that is accessible. Most of the rest is made up of glaciers, polar ice caps, and snowfields. Fact 2. Wally Amos is responsible for making more than just cookies famous. You may be familiar with Wally Famous Amos, thanks to his packaged chocolate chip cookies. But before he worked his magic on the sweet treats, he was the first African-American talent agent for William Morris, and the business of making people famous, biography reports. He discovered and signed folk duo Simon and Garfunkel and was a talent rep for acts like Diana Ross, Sam Cooke, and Marvin Gaye. Fact 3. The brand name Spam came from a contest winner. This is one of those interesting facts you probably thought you knew but actually didn't. Contrary to American mythology, Spam is not an acronym for scientifically processed animal matter or shoulder of pork and ham. In 1937, Hormel, the company that makes Spam, sponsored a naming contest for the new product. Kenneth Daigneault, a New York actor, who was also the brother of a Hormel VP, won $100 for coming up with Spam. Stories vary on whether Daigneault created the name as a blending of spiced ham or if he conceived the name before the product was even created. Nonetheless, Hormel executives loved it, and the rest is history. Fact 4. It takes a drop of water 90 days to travel the entire Mississippi River. Flowing approximately 2,340 miles, the Mississippi River is the fourth largest in the world, behind the Yangtze, Amazon, and Nile rivers, when combined with its tributary, the Missouri River. That's one long stretch of water. With speeds varying from 1.2 miles per hour to 3 miles per hour, one drop of water takes approximately 90 days to travel its entire length, as estimated by the National Park Service. Fact 5. People once ate arsenic to improve their skin. You've probably heard about how a lot of the Victorians' favorite cosmetics were riddled with arsenic, but it gets worse. There were also products on the market in the late 19th century, like Dr. James P. Campbell's Safe Arsenic Complexion wafers, that were meant to be eaten. They claimed to get rid of freckles, blackheads, and other facial disfigurements. That's one of the most interesting facts, not to mention strangest, we've learned in a while. Fact 6. The first person processed at Ellis Island was a 15-year-old girl from Ireland. On January 1, 1892, Annie Moore was the first passenger to pass through Ellis Island immigration on its opening day. She had traveled to the United States with her two younger brothers aboard the SS Nevada after departing from Queenstown, Ireland, now known as Cove. And here's another amazing fact about Ellis Island for you. Its busiest day ever, when it welcomed the most immigrants, was April 17, 1907. Fact 7. Japan has one vending machine for every 23 people. Japan is thought to have one of the highest densities of vending machines in the world, with an estimated one for every 23 people in the country. While most sell various types of beverages, others feature ice cream, noodles, and disposable cameras. Fact 8. Lemons float, but limes sink. Try this easy science experiment, and you'll find that lime slices drop to the bottom of a glass, while lemon slices float at the top. But why? This is one of those things to wonder about that you need the answer for, so here it is: limes are denser than lemons. Fact 9. Professional athletes used to perform in vaudeville during the off-season. Before today's big league salaries, professional baseball players often had to take on jobs during the off-season. Some of them took advantage of their name recognition and hit the vaudeville circuits, doing everything from comedy to song and dance routines to reciting poems. Babe Ruth even sang, if you could call it that. Frankly, many of the athletes had no business being on stage, but it's not like it was against the rules. Fact 10. The first time the word period was used on TV in reference to menstruation was in 1985. It came via a line in a Tampax commercial, "Feeling cleaner is more comfortable." It can actually change the way you feel about your period. And the actor who made pop culture history was Courtney Cox of Friends fame. Fact 11. McDonald's once made bubblegum-flavored broccoli. This crazy McDonald's fact will have your taste buds crawling. Unsurprisingly, the attempt to get kids to eat healthier didn't go over well with the child testers, who were confused by the taste. Fact 12. A fungus turns ants into zombies, controlling their minds and bodies. The tropical fungus Ophiocordyceps infects ants' central nervous systems. Once it has been in the insect's body for 3 to 9 days, it has complete control over the host's movements. According to National Geographic, it forces the ant to climb trees, then convulse and fall into the cool, moist soil below, where fungi thrive. Once there, the ant is forced to bite a leaf and waits for death, when the fungus emerges from the ant's head onto the leaf. Okay, then. Fact 13. The first oranges weren't orange. Oranges have a pretty interesting origin story. The first oranges from Southeast Asia were actually green. In fact, oranges in tropical regions, such as Vietnam and Thailand, still stay green through maturity. Fact 14. A cow-bison hybrid is called a beefalo. Beefalo, which has been around since the early 1970s, is produced in more than 35 states. It was developed by D.C. Bud Basolo, a California rancher who successfully crossbred American bison and domesticated cattle, says the American Beefalo Association. Yes, there is such a thing. And it's actually good for you. It contains fewer calories, less cholesterol, less fat and more protein than conventional beef.